Hey folks, Rob back for another old place, and in this episode we're checking out Implosion, developed by Joe Booth, published by Cascade Games in 1987. Now in this one, it's really, you're partly Starfighter, and your mission is to battle your way through the layers of an alien, basically an alien world that's approaching Earth. It's a artificial world constructed around a white dwarf star, weapon of immeasurable power, and it's on the verge of, if it collides with Earth, it's pretty much doomsday. So your job is to fly around through a number of stages. I believe it's 7 layers, and then the sort of final core stage. Blasting your way through this thing and getting down to do a final surface run. I'm definitely not gonna make that final surface run. I have far too many opportunities that have gone wrong. Anyway, so each level is about destroying a number of those energy cores, and your map really helps you track those down. When you've done that, you then have a brief period of time to get into the exit vortex portal. Oh, come on. Alright. Yeah, alright. We've got to do that now. So 7, 6, 5. I don't know what happens if we run out of time. Last time I didn't run out of time. Oh. We lose a life, and it looks like we're loading the next stage. So yeah, you destroy each of those energy portals, and that's what the portal looks like in this second stage. But hey, you get in there, and you can sort of see, take out those energy fields, keep going, take out those energy fields. It doesn't really do a good job of pointing you back to that portal when you do end up getting a game over. Not a game over, when you end up beating the stage. And like I've said, the enemies are really the weakest part of this game for me, because they just they don't offer enough. Come on, they just swarm you. They swarm you and they don't offer any intelligent attack. It's a bit of a shame, because I think there's so much of this game that's done really well. Like, the controls are pretty responsive, even you've got like a bit of momentum to it. I don't like the time limit. I think the time limit is way too aggressive. You can collect power-ups, but like those crystals. But the problem is it's just way too fiddly to do it. That one's destroyed. I think that's what a problem with this game is. There's a lot of a really good concept, but the execution is... There's just problems with the execution. That's stage 2, and then of course you've got lovely complex. I don't know, this effect is kind of pretty, but when you're trying to scroll through alphabet to put your name in, not so much. Thankfully, Fred Gray's music here is really good. Honestly, it's probably the standout of the game. Space says. And funnily enough, you can actually just little cheat and re-enter, so I'm going to go for another go. Let's see if we can try and do this. And of course, it's got to reload level 1. Now, honestly, I'm using the disc version on my Ultimate here rather than the tape, because the loader on the tape is immeasurably painful. You load the game... You don't get the loading music. The loading music is actually really nice, but you get the loading music. The picture, which you'll have seen, hopefully is the title card, is actually a nice picture as well. And then it says, flip the tape over. So you flip the tape over, load level 1 in, and then you've got to do it all again. And then you play level 1, then you load level 2, and then you've got to rewind back. And it's one of those painless multi-loaders that just is a turn-off, especially when you can sort of see how fast it is to die, like it was for me when playing that last round. Let's keep going. There we go. I hope to try and find the exit gate so I don't lose a life there, because that's sort of one of those things. It's sort of one of those things where it's like, this game has some really neat ideas, but it does so many other things wrong. And then, yeah, colliding with the grid is a bit irregular. I mean, if I was going to do this game myself, I would probably not have this duck dive mechanic, or if I did, it would be a mechanic that would offer actual tactical advantages. Like, if I were to do it, you'd be invulnerable from enemies, or maybe it'd be a short burst thing. And it's game over. I'm going to have one more run, then wrap it up. I think I've sort of talked about all the things of this game I want to, but I would like to try and get a little further. If I feel about it, it's a game that comes up with very good first impressions, and it's ultimately just a little lacking. So, bit of a shame. Sometimes I pick something that I think looks really interesting and ends up not being so, and this is really the case where, like, my first run was like, oh, it's actually kind of interesting, and then as I started playing it a bit more, it's less so. One thing that's kind of cool that I really love that this game adds is that there is a training mode on the title, but it doesn't show you. It's in the manual, but it doesn't show you. Basically, on the title screen, you pull down on the joystick and it gives you, like, your options for difficulty selection. And training mode basically kills the time. It lets you learn the game, and it's a cool addition. But it's the fact that you can learn the game, but it simplifies enough of it that you feel like you can actually manage it, and then you just run into everything. Like, you have unlimited energy, you have unlimited time, and there's only the one stage, and it's... Alright, I think I'm done there. I really wanted to like Implosion. I mean, visually, it's very nice visuals, great music, some really cool concepts, but it really just does lie down in execution. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do consider subscribing if you haven't already. That means quite a bit to me. What's even more important, though, is do clicking the thumbs up. I know people do the like, comment, subscribe dance, and I know people don't like it, but real talk, it does actually help out. If you want to see, more videos coming from me on the channel, that's one of the things that you can do to help. I mean, there are other options you do have as well, but that's the big one. Leave some comments, like, get some. Hopefully, if you have played this and played it a bit further, maybe there's a hint. Maybe it's a game that's just a little too fast paced for me like this. It was also out in the Spectrum. I haven't played it there. I didn't really think it was worth doing a good old, multi-format comparison. I think there's sort of enough of it here on the 64. But with that, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.